My name's Justin Wilkerson, and I decided to recreate a 20th century style of art. I decided to choose abstract expressionism, and you can see my painting over here on the easel. It's got a lot of color, a lot of brush strokes, and it's a sunset overlooking the ocean. And you can see my painting right here. It's got a lot of color. This is it hanging on the wall at my house. And I called it The Last Scene because I wanted to create a correlation between my two passions, surfing and fishing. And this is the last scene of the day, and I wanted to convert that onto a canvas. There's a little history on abstract expression. First was the movement. It began in the 1940s in the post-war era. Individuals and artists fled from Europe to New York City looking for a safe haven, and they wanted to start a new beginning. And they created new radical styles and used their energetic emotion to create new techniques and new styles of art. It was the first visual art movement in America to gain international exposure. And over here on the right-hand side, these are two examples. Up here in the center, this is Mark Rothko, Slow Swirl of the Seath Edge. It's got a lot of lines and a lot of color. Might be kind of hard to view from the video. You might want to check it out online or Google it, but it's pretty amazing. I mean, the amount of time that he had to spend just to get this thing created and finished down to the final product. And also Franz Kline. He was very famous, an abstract expressionist. His period, mainly when he did his work was between the 50s and 60s. He was born in 1910 and died right after the 1960s. He was really famous for his black and white artistic style. He had one famous quote, and it was, "The final test of a painting, there's mine, any other, is does the painter's emotion come across?" So I guess the moral of that is, in this abstract expressionist art, does your emotion really come across in the painting? And I guess I'll leave that up to you to tell me if my emotion comes across in the sunset. And why I selected to paint a sunset. Like I spoke before, my two passions are surfing and fishing. This is me surfing last year over here on the left-hand side along the Emerald Coast last year. And in the center is a big red drum I caught most recently. It's probably about 40 pounds. And over here on the right-hand side is a sunset overlooking the surf along the Emerald Coast. My inspiration is surfing and fishing. Over here is just another picture of me blown up, and this is Kelly Slater inside of a tube. And then this is another sunset along the Emerald Coast. But the feeling that surfing and fishing gives me is unexplainable. It's like a connection with nature that I just can't even explain. And I decided to paint a direct link between my two passions, surfing and fishing. I wanted to capture a moment with one scene on canvas that would be everlasting. There were several techniques I used. The style obviously is abstract expressionism. It was very unique. Kind of put my emotion into it. I used a bunch of colors. I used my imagination, especially for the sunset and the sky and the reflection. I really wanted to capture all the pictures that I've seen, or all the colors that I've seen in a sunset throughout my lifetime. And I use horizontal brush strokes to kind of give it a unique look and use my own expressionist style. And the process was very difficult. As you can see right here, there's multiple photos. First, I started off with just a very simple blue coat on the bottom and then had a base color to really make everything jump out. In the center is my final product, and over here is as me kind of going along. This is the sun forming, and then I started adding more and more colors, started adding horizon, and adding more and more colors as I went along, and this would be the final color. The selections of colors that I came up with, obviously I used my imagination. I really wanted to, capture everyone's mind and really make the viewers think about it. And creating the reflection, I just used my own imagination once again. Really wanted to create a reflection that, would make each viewer who saw this painting on canvas kind of of give them a wow and really make them think, where was his mind at when he painted this. And this is the end. And I have two close pictures. This is a close-up view, once again, of the brush strokes. You can really see the detailed amount of work that goes in it. And then over here on the right-hand side is going to be the sunset, the final product overlooking the ocean. There's a lot of brush strokes, color, and everything that's gone into this. And that's it. Thank you.